Everybody, welcome back to another video. I am going to be sleeving my cards today. I know I've been kind of MIA because I actually got sick like New Year's Eve like everybody was, but actually I was sick like pre-Christmas a little bit, and then obviously the week after is New Year's Eve, and now it's January 14th. I was actually good for like 2 weeks, and then I don't know, for some reason yesterday night I was like sniffling again. So if I sound a little sick, it's because like I just have a little stuffy nose. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know. I just keep getting sick. But otherwise, I was recovering. I was better. And then at that point, I was also just waiting for cards. So I got my packages today. So we have hella cards here to store. I don't think we have as much girl group today, but we'll try to see what's up. If you hear like banging in the back, it's just because the next door neighbor is doing their roof again. So yeah, so I'm gonna start sleeving and just kind of like chit chat about what's going on today. I definitely always use popcorn and the hard sleeves for the inner sleeve, and then also the outer sleeve depending on the photo card. And then I always use Dragon Shield for Ming Hao. And so I'm just gonna be taking all the photo cards out and then we'll put them back slowly together. But otherwise, it's kind of crazy what we have here today because there's just so much. So I actually put the purple and the green sleeves inside other Dragon Shield boxes to help me out. So I have that here today. I actually, like, I always do the sleeving card video right before the storing card video. So I think this year I'm just going to, like, slow down on uploading videos just because, you know, I can't always be having cards. But a lot of life updates in the past few days, so we'll get to that in a second. So I would say for girl groups, this year I have definitely collected a lot of girl groups. I would just say that like I made it a mission in the beginning of the year to kind of really hone in on my girl group collection, since I feel like I definitely collect heavily on boy groups. So it's just fun to also see my girlies because they're so pretty and all that. So yep, we have a lot of I'm still trying to collect Seiyun, but her Metamorph, they haven't really come back with anything this year, so there's that. And then we have a Blackpink card here. This is a POB from How You Like That. So I will just put it in a regular sleeve like that. And we also had a lot of IVE cards this year. So man, I'm like kind of upset. I literally waited all fucking week for these cards. Like literally, they would not deliver my Makari Japan Nokyo package. So you need a signature for that, right? So I told my brother to stay at home because I was at work at the time, right? It was literally like our last day of work, and he wouldn't stay home. He was hanging out with his girlfriend or whatever. And so I was just like, okay. And then I rescheduled it to be delivered on Monday, and they didn't deliver it on Monday. So then I had to like put in an order to tell them to come or whatever, just like find my package. And then finally the post lady called me. She's like, oh, sorry, like I'll have somebody deliver it to you after because your mailman didn't pick up the package. And I was like, okay. So like waiting all week for that. Oh, I basically waited hella long for that package. Okay, and then these are two Sunghoon like ID things. I thought that it would be like bigger so that it could fit a 9 pocket, but it like, I even know this was small too, but this is a little like Hints collab thing. So we're gonna I can only put it in this because he's in a little binder, so I will try my hardest to put that in, but that's basically as much as I can put it in. Yeah, and then it will definitely move, but I think over time it'll be fine. I don't mind. I just want to store something of his Hints collab because it's so cute. Okay. I also made it a mission to try to collect more Kun cards and try to finish his collection because, you know, Wavy doesn't come back as often, so that's why we can take our time collecting Kun. But Wavy are actually coming to SM Town, but SM Town, like the concert in LA, but I'm not sure. I just don't trust any concert that SM or like kind of festivals that come on, because obviously we all know the debacle with what's it called, Water Bomb that came to Dignity Health. So I feel like now is like not really the time to have like big festivals, like K-pop festivals. I feel like Crazy was always crazy. I think KCON has always been an indoor venue, so that's why it works out. But otherwise, like even KCON itself can't always guarantee sell out every year. So I think SM is in their bag with trying to have people pay like $1,000 for floor tickets for SM Town. Okay, and this is Kun. Awaken the World. So we have all of that sleeved. It's actually easier just to take out my piles and I'll sleeve as I go. I have no idea who's who. Okay. Okay, I guess a few life updates since the last time, because it's been like 3 weeks since I filmed anything. Rather 4, because then obviously I upload later on than other people do. But I don't know if anybody ever like knew this, but I owned a restaurant, and so you know, that in itself is a lot of hard work. So this one's sleeve fine. I just sometimes use other people's sleeves, but yeah, my family owned a restaurant, and so I worked there the past 2 years, and it was a good time, I would say, always, because of course like restaurant work gets you like a lot of tip, and so that's why I'm able to afford this lifestyle of always buying cars and living at home and all that. So but actually we finally sold our restaurant, and so we like just stopped working. So last week was my last week of work, so we were just kind of busy in the past like 3 weeks, like finalizing the sale and all that, and also just in general like cleaning up and just like I guess like make as much money as we can before we stop working as a family, since obviously all this hobby is like my own money. But yeah, like we're pretty happy that we were able to do that before like our official like Lunar New Year, because then like we haven't spent a Lunar New Year. We haven't spent a Lunar New Year with our whole family as a whole in a while, like probably in 4 or 5 years. So super happy about that. But just in general, like this is our busy season, so we were just like every day just grinding, you know, working and stuff like that. So I think it's also like kind of crazy to me that like I'm just not working right now, because I feel like since I was like 16, since I was in high school, I feel like I've always been like working or going somewhere doing something. So the fact that for once, especially this week, was our first week like off, we haven't done anything. Like I mean, it's like, you know, you have to appreciate like time off, but at the same time, I think my family, like we always like to do something. So you know, I think it's also a deserved break too, because you know our line of work, we work like 15 hours a day. So in general, definitely burnt out after the long run. But again, enough about that. But that's what was happening the past 3 weeks, and then I also got sick, of course, right? So New Year's kind of like that. But another thing is that aside from selling my restaurant, I also got a new job. So I went to school for public health, and so I found a job with the Department of Public Health in another city, and so I will be probably moving in the new year to that job location. So I think like in terms of like K-pop, I think that's like a pretty big update, because that just means that like I won't be able to spend as much, because I'll be, you know, living not at home. And so I know I have a dupe with this, but I just love this card so much. So don't mind me. I always have Sunghoon dupes nowadays, I guess, right? But yeah, I'll be moving. So I think for the new year, I'll probably talk about it more in my collection video that I think I'll film when I'm done storing cards. So probably like 2 videos from now. But I think I will have to like slow down on collecting, because in general, like the location that I'm at, I'm only going to be gone for a little bit. So it's nothing crazy that I will like forever stop collecting, but I just think that I have to put a pause, because the location that I'm at, I'm not sure what the mailing situation is, so I don't want to commit to anything. But also at the same time, like it's not a big deal. Survival first, right? But I think in the past like few months, I have been trying to lock in and not really focus too much on this hobby, because like I say that, but then I also like picked up Sunghoon and I almost finished him, right? But like in general, like, I think my life needs to, like, kind of be a little more routine away, especially since we just sold the restaurant. So I know for a fact that I want to do, you know, go back to work and see my friends more often. So I'm gonna probably try moving closer to my friends. So because where I live now, if you know where I live, like, it's very far away from where I originally was. So definitely a big adjustment, but over time, you know, this is where my family lives now, so can't complain about that. Okay, we have so much 17 to sleeve today, so I would do this first. This is like June's cards, so I'll just put him in the regular popcorn green. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that's been happening so far this year. A lot of life moves, which is kind of crazy. I think it's crazy for me as a small YouTuber, I would say, because if you have watched my videos from the beginning, or at least like you have watched my videos in the beginning, like, you'll definitely see many location changes, because I started this channel when I was in my sophomore year of college, which was far away. And so I was I was first in my dorm room, and then I moved to a house in the city, and then I had to move back home. So I've definitely been making. It's possible to make videos anywhere, but I just think I wasn't really an adult then versus like now. Like, there's like things I have to pay for and stuff like that, and I can't rely on just the savings that I have. So what I'm saying is that I genuinely will try to collect. Keyword try. Like, I will try to collect as much as I can, but I just feel like it's not. I feel like I don't want to prioritize it, because then, of course, I have to buy food and gas and pay rent, right? So it'll definitely be a big adjustment for me, because I've been doing this for the past 2 years, like, more actively. But, you know, I think it'll also even out, because if I am, like, living on my own away from my family, then I will want to have some type of hobby that will keep me company, which would be this, right? But nowhere can I get nearly as many cards to store, so I'm just letting you know that the videos might be less frequent, and I'm already trying to like slow down with the content I'm creating. Just in general, like, you can't really create content with K-pop unless K-pop collecting, unless you like buy things, right? Like, the more you realize that like our hobby is just buying things, then that's when you will be free of K-pop. But for now, I love me some groups. I'm really excited, actually, that GOT7 is having a comeback January 20th. Essentially, GOT7 tickets go on sale tomorrow morning at like 5 a.m. in Korea. And so I am going to be trying my best to get tickets, because I really want to go see them. However, I feel like it's also a crazy thing to go to Korea in like 2 weeks on February 1st. Or like, obviously we're going to go to Korea like a little bit earlier than that, but obviously, like, if I'm able to get tickets, then like we'll move from there. But I wasn't going to book flights before I got tickets, because if I didn't get tickets, then like I'd just be going to Korea. And like that's like, not that I don't want to go to Korea, but it's just not, I don't need to go now, right? Unless it's for GOT7. So, and I wouldn't risk buying resale either. I don't know why. Everything's acting up right now. Oh my god. But yeah, we have so many 17 cards this time around, because I did a Nokia order, and then just a huge Nokia order. So I'm like not doing so well with like the Weverse versions, just because it's like really hard to find right now. I don't know why. Usually Weverse versions are pretty easy. For last era, they were not that bad, but I don't know. Every era is different. You'll see here when I store them, but I like wanted to buy all the carrot versions, because like carrot versions, if you find the right listing, it's literally like $4 a listing. Like, I'd rather do that than buy a $20 album. Yeah, I also, like, since the last update, I feel like a lot has happened in Carrotland too. I think a lot of 96 line have been hinting that they're going soon, which I don't doubt that they, you know, wouldn't go soon, because it's like they're almost 30, right? So I think they will definitely go soon, but I'm not sure if they will be there for the encore for 17's tour or not. I just have a feeling that Korea's going to get an encore like they always do, because if they got Follow again, for sure they're going to get encore. So my friends like are wanting to go to that, but I just if I have that new job, I can't do anything. But obviously what I was talking about GOT7, like if they like, I don't start my job until like a month and a half from now, or like 2 months. And so if I wanted to go see GOT7, I could, because then I am free. But the idea is that like I have to be responsible and save to move, right? So not that I can't just up and go, because I think everything in Korea would be okay, except for obviously the flight, because that's like a last minute flight. But you know, if you have the will, you have the way. So I'll really see after ticketing tomorrow morning. But like I said, it's like a 6.5 venue, 6.5K venue. So I'm not like banking that I'll get it, but you know, the chances that I can get it is like maybe I'll go, right? So I've been talking to my friends about it, and they've been trying to enable me. But shout out to you, Jalana, if you're watching. Ube on the way. Anyways, I've been trying to get her to go, but we'll see if we can go together. But otherwise, if not, I'll just watch the concert, the second concert day. What is it called? The live stream with my friends. I'll like fly to them since I have time right now before I go back to work again. But otherwise, I'm just trying to do a lot of things right now. Like I want to kind of like make sure all my stuff is like ready and set, and also just like sell a bunch of things, because I don't need all this while I'm gone for like a few years. So I'll definitely see how I can kind of like stay active and also bring my collections over. But it's really not a big deal, because you know, my collections will always be here. It's not like my room has windows, but it doesn't have windows, or my stuff isn't like directly in the sun, so none of it will fade. So I think I'll be fine. But of course, like my siblings, right? So they might go in and out of my room, whatever. So there's that. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh, I think I was talking to my friends yesterday in our group chat, and I was saying that like I really think that like, okay, like obviously Junghan going like got us all sad, because that's like the first enlistment of 17. Respectfully, because S-Scoops is not going. But I really think that for me, I think Jihoon going will like kind of hurt me a lot, because obviously I buys Junhao, so they're Chinese, so they're never gonna go enlist because they're not Korean. But I just think that when Uzi goes, I feel like it'll just be like, I think we all don't realize how big of a hole it'll have in our heart, because he literally makes all the music, but also just in general, like, you know, he is the composer and just one of the driving forces of 17. And then of course like Hoshi and Wonu going would be crazy. Like that's also more like energy there. And then of course Wonu, everybody's favorite. So I don't know how I feel. Like the thing is, I don't know why I'm so like sad though, because I stan EXO and I stan GOT7. So it's not like I don't have a bunch of people I already stan that went to the military. But to be fair, when Baekhyun was gone for the military, it was like actually terrible in K-pop, because not that there wasn't good music, because obviously like all the groups I liked were here, but it just felt very like the king of K-pop was not back yet, you know? And now obviously when Taemin was gone, it felt the same way. So I just think when 17 aren't complete, it's gonna feel so it's just gonna feel like when they all got COVID, but for longer terms. And you know, Junghan still like comments on stuff, so it's like nice to see that he's still kind of active, but at the same time it's like still crumbs, right? Okay, and then all of this is like freebies. See, like I already went through one whole 100 pack, or is it 50? I don't remember, but 50 sleeves already. So there's hella cards up in here. Okay, but yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I just wanted to sleeve these, but there's like so many to sleeve. That's why it's worth the video. Usually I just sleeve it myself, but I don't know. I know I haven't been making content for over 3 weeks, which is like not a lot compared to like I feel like other YouTubers. But I just, because I've been, every single week I've been grinding out content, it just feels peculiar that I didn't come out with anything. Anyways, we're gonna do Minghao next. Some of Minghao's cards. These are all like freebies and just like the cards that go in 2 of the binders. And then these are the new Minghao cards I got. So we're just gonna, I'll organize it later when I do store the cards. But for now, we're just gonna be sleeving them, like I said. Yeah, I think recently though I've just been like GOT7 brain rot, because like genuinely I know back then I know back then when I made videos and I wasn't like, my videos weren't getting views yet, like that was all GOT7 content. So I would say that that's like still GOT7 is still my old group. It's just that obviously if they didn't do anything, right? They didn't do anything for like years, and of course like you're not gonna hear about it through collecting, because then they're not really like they're not like third gen. They're not like the later third gen or like fourth gen groups where they have hella fucking photo cards. So I mean now they do, because of course they're on their game, so to sell their albums. But it's kind of crazy. Yesterday I bought all the group order albums that I hosted for, and I bought literally over like 160 albums, because there's just so many pobs right now. So I just like bought whatever people wanted. But I was just like shocked that like I'm able to host a go and have like that many what is it called, able to have that many albums bought for GOT7, because I just think the same way with EXO. When I hosted for EXO, like nobody was really an EXO hosting on Instagram, so I hosted and then eventually like, oh my god, bought like over 200 albums. So we'll see what the variety is, but I'm kind of nervous. I don't think GOT7 will do any fan sign calls, but if they do, like I definitely want to try to win, just because, you know, I've never won. I never desired to have a fan call because I can't speak the language of Minghao and Baekhyun, but or even like Sunghoon, even though he's only like a 7-month bias. But Mark, right? Mark's American, so and also just like there's more I would say I could say to Mark, because Mark to me nowadays is like a homie. Like I still like, you know, visually he's still GOT7's visual. I love him a lot, but he to me is just gonna be one of my homies. He's like my cuz, like at this point, right? Because I feel, I mean, if you know, Minghao probably takes up most of my, you know, if we're gonna call people or idols or like crushes, like that would be most of my headspace, right? So we have that going on for me. What is this sleeve? Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they have time though. I think because I saw that Youngjae and Bam Bam and Yugyeom, they have like schedules in Thailand and Philippines in March. So I feel like, well, March is pretty far from now, I would say. But even like February, I feel like after tour, or not even a tour, after their concert, they're just gonna be busy like grinding. I don't think, like if they did have I don't know. I don't feel like they'll have a fan sign call. It just feels like they would already tell us by now, because everything they've been telling us the past few weeks have been very late. Well, like I understand why, because of like the first week of the year they had their mourning period, but otherwise, like I feel like if they had this concert like for a while, they were only teasing it. But you know, I needed an official announcement, and they didn't announce it until like January. What day is it? January 16th. They didn't announce it till like January 14th, and I literally told my friends, I was like, hey, if they don't tell me anything by January 15th, like I'm not going. Which obviously, because they did tell me something, then I could possibly go. But I just feel like it's still crazy to like go to Korea on like a 2-week notice, you know, or like even less than that, because you know the tickets don't go on sale today, but then you would have to buy the tickets right after you get those other tickets, right? But I would say like if I get tickets and then I'm not able to buy flight tickets, then like in ways like it's kind of wasting that like $100 ticket for the show. So then you can just cancel it, because that's the nice thing about like Korean shows. Like you can just do that and then it'll go back. You'll get a full refund. So there's like no harm in ticketing, but at the same time, I really like if I got them, I would want to go, right? Because why would you not have FOMO over going to see GOT7? Like the only time that they're together as a group, like necessarily, because obviously they're all solo right now. So I don't know. I'm just very conflicted. I know like it's such like a privileged thing to say that, but it's like I said, like I mentioned earlier, like it's because like right now I'm like off of work, so I, you know, have been saving all that money that I made, and I can do whatever with it. But obviously the smart thing to do is to save it. Okay, this sleeve is too short. I'll get a Japanese size sleeve. But yeah, I think every day though I do miss all these groups that I stan. I just, you know, sometimes you just gotta prioritize your own life, right? I think if there's one thing this hobby has taught me, it's that like it really like has to be a hobby, but obviously the intensity that I go at, and obviously you see how much I collect and the various content I make, it's in the long run, like I know it's not sustainable to like always do this like all the time. But of course, like I'm in that transition period of my life where I have a lot of things I have to focus on. So there's that. But I think in the future, like, I still will collect. It's just not like I don't need every single card, which is kind of nice and freeing to know that like I can always like look for it later. And I think a lot of YouTubers have been sharing that like they honestly feel more fun like not joining like fixed claims goes and just like finding it later. Like that to me is like basically where I'm at. I still like to join sometimes because there are certain photo cards will like pop up later. Like 17 has so many cards that I don't have, but it feels like I have everything. I don't though, but it's nice that I also have friends that like keep up with those types of like templates and just like their cards. So that's why I feel still included always. But otherwise, we're gonna keep going. I have so many Baekhyun cards too. Recently I've been getting more and more of his cards, but I think I'm done after this pile. I think unless he comes out. Oh, actually, he has D-Icon. He has D-Icon coming out, so I feel like that will be my next venture too. And then his membership. I didn't buy Season's Greetings, even though his Season's Greetings is so cute. But there we are. We have this here for... I'm almost done with GOT7 EP too, so I'm really excited for the new era. I can't talk about GOT7 enough, y'all. They're my ults. Finally, in 2024, they have a new comeback. Because last time, like, 2022, I wasn't really active on here, or, like, as much as I am now, but they had EP, and I just opened their albums and then, like, store them. So, you know, slow and progressing my content here. So, we will do Baekhyun next, which is just these sleeves. I don't need to double sleeve, because he already has so many photo cards in his binder. I probably have to make a Mail Cafe order sometime in the future just for my 2 Mail Cafe binders, but it's not a priority because then I don't like, you know how nobody wants to pay for shipping, you'd rather like, buy more stuff. But the thing is, I don't want to commit to buy more of their binders because I don't need. I really genuinely like the white A4 binders that you can buy from like Target, Office Depot, or Walmart. So maybe eventually. They have nice like A6 binders, which is, or whatever the 6 pocket is, like those are nice too, but again, not a need. Maybe eventually. I don't know. I'm just conflicted because I have another video coming up next, which would be a K-pop maintenance video, because I want to do that before I want to do it after I store a card, but before I do my collection video. Because last year I did my collection video in February. That's why I didn't do like an end of the year collection, because my collection video is already like gotta be late. Like there's no such thing as like a late collection video. You literally can come out with a collection video like any time of the year. It's just that people usually start at the beginning of the year and then obviously they show you at the end. So that's why like people, you know, will say that they're late, but technically I watch those videos year round. So there's literally no pressure to ever upload any video ever. So I've been watching other people too like talk about like their collection goals and just like stuff they want to do in the new year. I definitely think that, I don't even remember my collection goals from last year, but I know for a fact that like I definitely collected probably the same amount or even more this year than I did last year in 2023. But I think the concerts I went to last year were more expensive, but then the frequency of trips I went on this year were a lot. So that's why it feels like I definitely spent more this year on K-pop. Like I keep a running spreadsheet of like, because I keep a running spreadsheet of things I bought, all the EMS I have to pay, and all that good stuff. So, yeah. I'll sleeve TXT next. See, we're almost out through another green popcorn sleeve. I would say, I don't think it's worth like a whole video because I don't really make like content like that where I talk about how much I spend on K-pop, because that's something I'm not like ashamed of, but it's not something that like I am proud of either. But I'm very transparent about what I spend, because in general, as like a group order manager, you're always like managing people's money. Like just for GOT7 already, I'm already managing, like I already have to buy like just albums itself. I already had to buy like $2,000 worth of albums. And then I'm also opening for their concert merch, so that I'm letting people buy whatever, except for the pickets, because I don't want to pack those, because, you know, usually people don't like to pack pickets unless they're sending directly to you or they're your friends. So, but essentially, shout out to you, Maya. You always, you always order a picket with me, but, or me and my friends. But it's just so funny that that's like another like 1.5, 2K up in there. So, you know, I do this because I know how to manage money and know how to convert Korean won to like USD, but I would say like it's still definitely like a lot of work to kind of realize about group order managing. So what was I saying with this? Otherwise, I know that I spend a lot of money in a year. So it's kind of what makes me be productive if I'm not working. You know, I come home after my long days, but I generally like to like pack an order or trade with somebody because that's just how like hobbies work, right? So but yeah, it's gonna be so interesting. But I guess I can share with you here in this sleeving card video so it doesn't reach like hella people how much I spend. But if you're here in a year, I feel like you always see K-pop YouTubers spend a lot of money. And like in general, if you use like Pokemarket, Mercari, like that itself, every single time you like order something, it could be in like the hundreds. I feel like that, you know, and we know like the value of cards. Sometimes they're like $5, $3, $7, and then you have to add in like shipping, EMS, all that. So I keep a very precise tab of my spending, and I'll open it right now. Let me see how much I spent in 2024. In 2024, I spent money. Every year, I calculate my expenses based on like regular stuff, like regular day-to-day stuff. So that's its own separate column, and then everything else that's like K-pop related, I put in another column so that I can separate the differences there. But this year for K-pop, I don't know why I don't want to tell you. I do want to tell you. I'll tell you right now. But I spent $13,000 on anything related to K-pop. So that could be albums, that could be tour, that could be merchandise, anything of the sorts. So I think that number is like pretty okay for how much I do collect, I would say, and how like you always have to pay for shipping domestically from like a group order manager to you, so that those fees and stuff like add up. So I feel like that's why the number is high. But at the same time, it's like I did go to multiple concerts this year, and tickets are not expensive anymore, or sorry, tickets are not cheap anymore. Like they are so expensive. Like I was lower level for enhypen, and this is at the time I just like went to see enhypen because me and my friend were waiting for 17, which obviously they didn't come till the end of the year, right? And so we were like, okay, like fuck it, let's go. And obviously we know where we're at now with enhypen, right? Like I'm collecting them fully, but like a lower bowl ticket, nothing too crazy, too far, because she was my friend was a fan, and so we spent like $225, $250, and I was like, oh, there's no more. Oh my god, there's no more popcorn. Oh shit. Okay. These were like album. It doesn't matter. Okay. What is it? We like for a non-alt group at the time. Like I feel like that's kind of funny to like spend that money, right? I myself like, for a show to go for fun, that's like a lot of money, right? Especially since I'm starting out with my job, or like I'm starting out in my adulthood, so it's nothing crazy that I'm making. Even if like even if I own a restaurant, it's like you only make so much money off of that, right? So my point is that I spent a lot of pricey tickets purely just because they were just expensive, not because like I got hella good seats like send off. So I would say this year too, like I went to go see 17 6 times, so like that makes sense why like I had all those expenses too, aside from my daily expenses, which it's funny that I only spent like 1,000 more on like my normal life, like health insurance, car insurance, all that, like paying off a car, right? So I just think I definitely need to chill on spending on K-pop. But there's just so many things I wanted to buy, and mainly I think I spend on cards and albums. But in general, I think the albums I do spend, it's because like we're spending for pobs, so that's what like is the killer here with like spending for K-pop. But I would say for sure this year, like my main K-pop goal, because I don't think I can ever slow down on collecting because I just love photocards so much, but I just think that maybe perhaps I can not spend so much money in one go. I would say that so far it's been 2 weeks into January 2025, and I was doing actually pretty well. Like I only spent like probably $100 in like 2 weeks, which is like fairly good, right? Because, you know, in a day I make more money. But my point is that I probably knew that I shouldn't have spent a lot of money because I knew that GOT7 comeback was coming. So that's like my saving there. But like if I end up being crazy and going to Korea to see them, then that's like another expense there because it'd be like a last minute type of situation. But again, I don't want to commit anything earlier before I get a ticket because who knows if I get a ticket or not. But otherwise, my collection video is coming soon. I will store these cards probably like this weekend, and then I'll upload it on Sunday. But we'll see. But I appreciate you all for listening. I don't know what I talked about. It's probably just like life updates. But otherwise, happy 2025, happy New Year. Oh my God, didn't even wish you happy New Year yet. But happy New Year. I hope you all are happy and healthy. I sure am hoping that I get healthier this year because lots going on with sickness and illness and everything in health. So hopefully you all get your vaccines, get your flu vaccine if you haven't, because the flu is nasty this year. But otherwise, have a good year. I'll see you later. Love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.